Hello everyone, Mark here, Mark's Max Muscle, and this is a special You Pick Wednesday. We have your You Pick Tuesday lineup. We're going to be playing it today, and I'll be honest, I was just emotionally invested in the Nathan Diasha incident. I mean, not too many things get me upset, but oh baby, Mark's Max Muscle is not happy. And I am definitely supporting Nathan Diasha. But anyway, guys, enough about that. This is Blessing the Boogeyman Awodibu. And that'll be the last time that I say his last name, just in case I mispronounced it. And Nick Walker. Now, why am I doing this match? Head over to Desktop Bodybuilding's channel. He did a feature on these two. And I believe maybe Dave Palumbo did a feature on them as well. I'm not exactly sure, but I know Desktop did. And it'll clue you guys in on why I'm doing this matchup. Let us go through the poses. Front double bicep pose. Now, this is an onstage picture of Blessing. And I'll let the cat out of the bag. These guys have had a little heated debate, a matchup, internet matchup, sending some hated texts, or I'll let you watch Desktop Bodybuilding. It's pretty funny, actually. Anyway, if these guys get into a fist fight, my money is on Blessing for sure. But this is bodybuilding and quality. Let's face it, Nick Walker, he may be, as he said, smoking Blessing. But like I said, this is an older picture of Blessing, or did I say that? Anyway, this is not a very recent. But of course, there was this here. This is a picture of Blessing. He did his infamous posing or whatever. He didn't get to compete in, I believe it was the Arnold Australia. Anyway, guys, should have got my facts lined up for this one. But anyway, he did the posing in front of the head judge, Weinberger, I believe it was, whining some burgers. And whining some burgers looked at his posing and let him know what he had to do, what he had to improve. And I gotta say, guys, Blessing's size is up pretty good. You gotta think he's a lot taller, better structure than Nick Walker. But I mean, it's gonna be a matchup of quality and conditioning for sure. Go to the front lat spread, and Blessing looks fantastic in this one. This is where Nick got his pro card. He earned his pro card at this event, and gosh darn it, hard to find a good front lat spread of this man, but structurally speaking, I would think Blessing is going to be winning this one. Now, this is from the Chicago Pro of Nick Walker, his pro debut, and this is a terrible picture. The angle's all tilted, thusly. And I just threw this one of Blessing up. This is another competition picture of him. Hard to find competition pictures of Blessing, I gotta say. Good condition when you can really see a good clear picture like this one here of Blessing. Not bad at all. So you know what, guys? Nick Walker might not be smoking him. Go to the side. And again, look at the structure of this Blessing. Structure versus structure. He is defeating Nick Walker. But then you look at the quality of the muscle, in particular the legs. If Blessing can get those legs, the muscle separation a little bit better, more size. Now, that is one thing that Steve Weinberger, I believe he told him to get his legs a little bit bigger. Let us take a look at that. He was in the gym, guys. He went through his posing routine. He went through, I believe Weinberger was calling out the shots. He missed the rear double bi. He didn't call for the rear double bi. Did you guys notice that? Side chest now. Are his legs bigger? I think the camera angle is honestly a little bit too low, and it does create a little bit more size for the legs of Blessing. So it's hard to say, though. The lighting is terrible for Blessing. For the legs, it's washed out totally. Go to the side tricep, and I think honestly we can trust the on-stage pictures a little bit better. I mean, you're on stage, the lights, front of all the fans. You're not as comfortable as you would be in a gym, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that Blessing was comfortable in there, and he wanted to compete, so that's not what I'm saying. Now, I like this pose for Nick Walker, I think. The lag separation, the muscle separation in those legs, I think that might be the answer for Nick Walker. Here's the other version of Blessing. And again, honestly, guys, I don't think this is fair. it's kind of distorting his overall size. Blessing. I mean, go look at the onstage one. I don't know. Is it fair to use this one as a judging utensil? I don't know. But it's the only thing we have. Hey, use it. Whatever. Go to the first of the 2 back shots. And for some strange reason, very difficult to get a straight-on, good, clear picture of the back of Nick Walker. At least in terms of the back lat spread. And that was the case also with the NPC Nationals version of him. And I gotta say, he's probably beating Blessing here. Back for back and conditioning versus conditioning. But if you ask me, take a look at the other version of Blessing. If you ask me, I think his back has improved more than any other aspect. Now again, it was hard to tell the conditioning of the legs and the glutes of Blessing. It's all shadowy, you can't really see. But if I had to make an estimate, a guesstimate, a hypothesis, I would say that Nick Walker is in superior condition. But I mean, I'm sure Blessing would have, tightened up a little bit more in the conditioning if he had been on stage. But anyway, when you look at the back development, Blessing this time, you look at the center of his back, and that's what Steve said. He said, you're the center of your back looks good, you just need to widen out a little bit. And you could notice that from the front double by. I don't think I mentioned that, but the lat width, it was dominant for Nick Walker. That's why the front lat spread surprised me. Anyway, go to the rear double by, and much like the rear lat spread, the on-stage versus on-stage, you'd have to give it to Nick Walker. I mean, the conditioning looks far superior. Not only that, but he's twice as thick. And on a taller frame, it's going to be hard for Blessing to ever come close to Nick Walker. But of course, he looked much better from the other version, did Blessing. But like I said, Steve, wine and burgers, he did not. That sounds like a good snack for Sean Ray. Some wine and a couple of burgers. But anyway, there was no rear double bicep from the other version of Blessing. So we're going to have to go with this one. And I got to say, Nick Walker is flattening him. He's, as he said, smoking Blessing. Here's the ab and thigh. And to be honest, Nick Walker, for a mass monster type physique, he looks fantastic in this one. Reminiscent of maybe like a Kai Green, a big mass monster who was able to snap a shot like this. I mean, look at the quad. Look at the abs. Muscle separation. Blessing looks pretty darn good as well, too, guys. I mean, doesn't have the thickness in the quads, and I think that's going to be a main factor between these two. Go to the more recent version of Blessing. Ooh, it's both backgrounds are blue. See that? Neat. Anyway, Blessing, like I said, lag size, he's got longer limbs. So right there, he has, it's hard for him to get a thicker quad than Nick Walker. And I think that's going to play a major role in this. I definitely do. Let us finish this one off, and I will definitely be giving you guys my final decision on this. There's many factors in this matchup, and this is one of the main ones. This Blessing version here, this is a different version than the most of the pictures that I was showing, but this was, gosh darn it, the only picture from this event that I could find. There was a couple of him with his trophy around his neck, or his medal around his neck, things of that nature, but I didn't want to use those. But you can clearly see he has beefed up in the legs as well, the legs in particular, I should say. So I think it could surprise you on how good Blessing will size up against Nick Walker. And here is the final say on this. And I don't know, guys. When I look at the lag development, the thickness, Nick Walker, I don't know. And oh my gosh, goodness, guys, I didn't even mention that these guys, like I said, though, watch the desktop bodybuilding video on these two. These guys are both competing. I believe, 12 weeks out from the New York Pro? I don't know exactly the whole competitors list, but I'll definitely, 12 weeks, with 12 weeks out, there's lots of time, but these guys, they know they're going to be both on stage. It's going to be a good matchup. Hey, they might be not even in the same call-outs, guys. Blessing might not even be in the number one call-out, and I I believe Nick Walker will be. I just think it's a matter of, you know, the levels between these two. I think they're going to be a little bit different. I think Nick Walker is going to be a little bit too thick, in particular in the lag development. But I think Blessing looks pretty darn good in this comparison, guys. And I'll be honest with you. I like his chances. If he does get that lag development beefed up a little bit, very difficult for a long-limbed individual, so taking nothing away from him. And like I said, hey, if these guys do break out into a UFC matchup, I'll put $100, $200, $300 on Blessing. He'll smoke Nick Walker in that aspect. But this is bodybuilding, guys, not fighting. And Nick Walker will place ahead of Blessing at the New York Pro 2021. That's my opinion. If I'm right, hey, well, gives more credibility for me. And if I'm wrong, I'll chalk that one up to, you learn from your mistakes, I guess. That's your You Pick Wednesday first matchup. And I apologize, guys. Like I said, very emotionally invested in the Nathan Diasha incident. Anyway, we'll try to move on. Nathan's going to, he's going to get bigger, stronger from this. And we will too. Have a great day, guys.